Daniel, welcome to the program. It's great to have you here. Daniel Susac, the first-round pick for the Athletics, number 19, out of the University of Arizona. This is the first time A's fans get to look at you live. Say hello to A's fans.
How's it going, A's fans? I'm excited to be here.
I got to think for you, a day like this, taking BP with the big club. We did it with Henry Bolte yesterday, and it's just got to be an amazing feeling. The Houston Astros are coming out of the field. It's like you're now kind of a part of this fraternity. What's it like?
It's really fun. Obviously, getting to hit some big league balls with some big league players is really fun. Getting to meet all the guys, even guys my brother played with, I think is really fun. And, just trying to take it all in.
You think about an opportunity like this, what a year it's been, and Chip Hale, your coach, is good friends of ours for his years on Bob Melvin's staff. He was recently on with our buddy Roxy Bernstein talking about you. It's just what a good time, and to be drafted in an organization where you're going to get a lot of opportunities, that's got to feel great for you.
It does. I'm excited to play, at a place that really wanted me. I think that was one thing to emphasize for me, and that's huge for me, somebody that really wants me. And, I'm going to do all I can to keep working my way up and help contribute to the team.
What was it like going through, let's say, around the 15th pick on? Because, there's teams that like you. They've talked to you. Take us through that process, and then finally at 19, the A's call.
It's an exciting process, but it's also very stressful. Stuff's going fast. Everything's going fast. And I think I knew right around pick 15 or pick 16 that I was going to the A's, and it was an exciting phone call. It's my whole family plus friends, 150 people there, especially from being an hour and a half away. I think it was really exciting.
Oh, so what did the A's say when you got on the phone?
They talked to me earlier, and then obviously they were talking to my agent mainly, and they were like, he's our guy, we want him, and we got it done. And
I'm sure Chip kind of pumped you up on the A's too, right?
I hope so.
So I got to think that worked well. When you think about your game, you're a tall catcher.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's you coming over. What are you, about 6'5"?
6'4".
6'4"?
Yep.
Yeah. So how does that play for you? Give us your strengths as a big catcher.
I think my biggest strength has nothing to do with height. I think it's more leadership back there. Understanding that as a catcher, you're nothing without your pitching staff, basically. So trying to get the most out of them. But I think what I do best is throwing, trying to limit the run game. I have a pretty strong arm, so I think that's what I'd probably do best as a catcher.
Yeah, he said you can even go Benito Santiago and throw from your knees. You like to do that?
I do like to do it sometimes, catch people by surprise.
Yeah, does that help with your size too? The fact the long arms, you don't have to get up, you don't have to make that turn, you can just throw that bullet?
It does. Obviously having long levers, it's easy, snap that ball in a second off the knees.
The one thing that, you talk about with catcher is so much people focus on offense, but as you said, the pitching staff, what it means, like, offense is always the add-on, especially when you get here. I think of, just across the way, Martin Maldonado. They talk about he can be the Astros MVP, and he hasn't done much offensively. It's how he's handled the staff, just how important it is for you to handle the staff, just not the starters, but to even know all the arms down the bullpen.
It's extremely important. I think it's the most important thing as a catcher is handling that staff, getting the most out of them. Because if they aren't comfortable pitching to you, you're not going to get the most out of them. And at the end of the day, if your pitcher pitches good, you don't have to do much as an offense.
And then for you, when did you learn it's so pivotal that you not only have to know what guys throw and know the entire staff, you got to know what makes them tick. You got to know what makes them tick in certain situations. You played in the Pac-12, one of the most competitive leagues. You got to know when a guy's coming out, what pitches he needs to throw in those pressure situations. When did you know that's something that I have to know on a daily basis?
I think right when I got on campus at college was when I really started to, take off there. Maybe going to go get dinner with a guy, inviting him over to watch a game, seeing what makes him upset, but also what makes him happy, knowing what he wants to hear and what he doesn't want to hear. Because, there's times for both. If a guy's struggling, is he a guy that you get on, or is he a guy that you soften up a little bit for? And that's all off the field, in my opinion, getting to know them as a person. How are they in the weight room? How are they as, a student? So I think that's huge.
That's a leadership quality. And, there's one thing, catchers are always going to be leaders. It's always funny. People never think of the game this way, but it's the only position where everybody looks at you and you look at everybody else.
Yeah.
It's so unique that way. And there's just, whether you want to be a leader or not, you have to be. It's just what the position calls for.
Exactly. That's why I love it. I'm playing quarterback my whole life. It's the same way. And I've always liked, having the game in my hands in that aspect.
Did you think about playing college football?
I did a little bit. If there was no injury risk, it's something I probably would have done. But, football I love. I love watching it as well.
Tell us about your offensive game.
I think I don't get enough credit, in my opinion, for hitting. I think, sometimes I'll swing outside the zone a little bit, but sometimes, I get hits with it. And I've always had the ability since I was little to hit the ball the other way, and I use it to my advantage at times. Have some power in there. I think I can tap into a little bit more, but I would say hit over power at the time. And, I think the power will keep coming as I get older.
Best story that I've heard about you that made me excited, because one of the things that I don't like covering this game for many, many years is how we become a 3 true outcome game: home runs, strikeouts, walks. And we look up at a scoreboard and see a bunch of guys hitting a $190 or 220. I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
Best story I heard about you was at Arizona. They try and shift on you. You'd beat the shift, and then you'd talk smack to your teammates saying, "You can't shift on me," showing that you have bat control.
Yeah, I would do that to Chip all the time in practice as well. I just like to light a little fire in practice. Sometimes practices need it. But I think Texas Tech tried to do it to me earlier in the year. I'll just take what they give me, because at the end of the year, you might wanted that hit. Maybe it's an extra, 3 points that could have bumped you up to the next, mark. And so whenever it's there,
thank you.
Yep.
Couple extra hits, and next, it dramatically, I try and tell people all the time, it's a game of math. Mm-hmm. So a few extra hits not only improves just your batting average, because a lot of people got batting average doesn't matter, but some of those hits may be doubles, but it increases your on base, your slugging, your OPS plus, your weighted runs created plus, your WAR, everything goes up. It's a game of math.
Yep, it's never bad to get an extra hit in there.
No, not at all. And the fact that you understand bat control is a big part of your game.
Yeah, it is. I think, not every pitch is going to be one that you can drive. So knowing when to, take that single into right versus, pitch right down the middle, you might take a little bigger swing, maybe it's your pitch, but that low and away slider, you're probably not going to hit very far often. So you take what they give you.
So when you think about, you haven't played in a while, how eager are you? Because they pushed the draft back. I'm glad they did. It made it a bigger deal the past couple of years, but you haven't played in a while. How eager are you to get going?
I'm very eager. I'm really excited to play again. It's been a while, I think since early June. So it's been a little bit over a month. So I'm just excited
to play in the regionals, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So just excited to go play wherever they send me.
Do you know where you're going?
I know I'm going to Phoenix first. That's all I know as of now.
Okay.
Yep.
So probably you're going to end up in Stockton to start out?
Don't know. We'll see. I just know tomorrow I'm taking off for Phoenix, then going to Mesa.
Is it weird taking this much time off?
A little bit. Playing baseball and football my whole life, I've never really had like a month to just train. So I think that's the same thing with the off season. It's going to be a great time to, keep getting better at the game.
One thing that Chip mentioned, and it's so true for guys like yourself, you haven't had a whole lot of failure in your career. There's a reason you're a first-round pick, right? Yeah. I mean, it's the reason why you went to the University of Arizona, one of the great college baseball programs, is because of the success that you have had. But in our game of failure, as you move up, you will deal with that. Have you thought about that at all?
I have. I mean, you fail all the time in baseball. If you fail 70% of the time, you're a Hall of Famer. And my freshman fall, I really struggled. I think I hit like 170 my freshman fall. My first time facing college arms every single day.
Yeah.
But, I just kept working through it, went home for that little bit of a break, worked hard, came back, and earned that starting role my freshman year and kept going with it.
Other than catcher, what can you play?
I think I can play every position on the field. I just think I get the most out of myself, and so will the team at catcher. That's what I'm best at. But I think I'm athletic enough to play anywhere on the field.
So other than what's been the most you have played away from catcher?
So in
college, if I just say,
yeah.
You're not catching today, you got to play in this game today against the Houston Astros, one of the best teams in baseball. You can't screw up defensively. Where are you which glove am I giving you? Where are you the most comfortable?
So in my 2 years of college, I've only played catcher, but I would say first or right. Those would be my 2 guesses.
Okay, so that's versatility. I like it.
Yep.
Because that's one of the things that is, we want to see you be a catcher and be a catcher here for a long, long time. But the reality is sometimes just say if there's a catcher already here, can move you. If you got the bat, we can move you other places. And the fact that you're saying you're comfortable infield and outfield.
Exactly. Yep. Very comfortable anywhere.
Well, that's great stuff. Hey, we appreciate it. We're gonna have a lot of interviews together. The next time I'll see you is down in spring training, but go enjoy with your family. We know you got TV and radio to do during the game, but congratulations. It's truly going to be one of the best moments and the fondest memories of your life this day today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.